Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss chapter number 13, that is carbon, an important element. In this chapter, we will discuss carbon, occurrence of carbon, properties of carbon, allotropes, hydrocarbons, carbon and carbon dioxide and methane, occurrence and properties and uses of carbon and carbon dioxide. So this chapter is very easy, and in this chapter only there is theory. Very easy chapter, okay? So can you recall? Try this. This is omitted, but if you want to read, you can read. Answer I have written here. Okay? So the first topic is carbon. So see, the symbol of carbon is C, capital C. The atomic number of carbon is 6. What is atomic number? Atomic number means number of protons present in the atom is called atomic number, and we know that number of protons for an isolated atoms, number of protons and number of electrons both are equal. That's why an atom is electrically neutral. Atomic mass is 12. Atomic mass means what? Atomic mass means the mass of proton and mass of neutron is known as atomic mass. Electronic configuration is 2,4 because atomic number is 6. So we know that in first orbit there can stay 2 electrons, maximum 2 electrons. Then in second orbit maximum 8 electrons can stay, but 2 electrons there is on first orbit, and remaining 4 electrons is in second orbit. Okay, so in first orbit there is 2 electrons. Suppose say this is like a nucleus in which there is proton plus neutrons are there. This is the first orbit. In first orbit there will be 2 electrons. 1, 2, they are revolving around the nucleus. This is second orbit. There are 4 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Valency. That's why valency is 4. Since number of valence electron is 4, so its valency is 4. And it is non-metallic element. Carbon is a non-metallic. It means it is insulator, because non-metal is insulator for an electricity. So carbon, the element carbon is available abundantly in the nature and occurs in free as well as in combined state. So listen, carbon can found in the nature in free state as well as combined state. In free state, like in free state you can say graphite and diamond, right? And in the compound form or combined form here is given. So let us study the properties of non-metallic element carbon. Make a list of all substances or object that you see in daily life from morning till night, and divide those substances into column in the following table, right? A table are given. You can see table is given. So from morning to night we see various elements or various objects in our home. So you have to identify metallic objects, earthen object or glass objects, other objects and substances. So in case of metallic object like steel plate, ball, metal container for cooking food, etc. That comes in the category of metallic object, or we can say BC from morning to night. Earthen object or glass object like cups and glass for using tea and water, we use daily life. Other than these two, other objects or other substances are like foodstuffs, clothes, medicines, fuels, wooden object, toothpaste, book, soap, fruits, chairs, etc. Right? So now look at the list of objects in the last column. See in this column, it contains foodstuff, clothes, medicines, fuels, wooden objects, etc. Carbon is the common and important constituents of all these substances. So in this object, which one is common? So in these all objects, carbon is the common element or common substance. Okay? So that's why we can say carbon is found in nature in abundant quantity, right? Can you tell this is omitted? If you want to read, you can read. An introduction to scientist, you can read. Science capsule, you can read. This is omitted. But if you want for your knowledge, you can read, no problem at all. Now, occurrence of carbon. The name carbon is derived from the Latin words carbo, meaning coal. Carbon is found in nature in free as well as compound state. Carbon in the free state is found as diamond and graphite, and in the combined state, in free state, carbon find in nature in free state like diamond and graphite, but in combined state they found in the following compounds like as carbon dioxide and in the form of carbonates. So we can say carbon can found in the nature in combined state in the following compound. First one is as carbon dioxide, that is CO2, and in the form of carbonates such as calcium carbonate, marble, calamine, that is zinc carbonate. Fossil fuels, in fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, natural gas, in the form of compounds like carbonaceous, nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, in natural fiber, that is cotton, wool, silk, etc. So these all are found in combined state. Understood? Properties of carbon. Allotropic nature of carbon. What is allotropic nature of carbon? In allotropic nature of carbon, first topic is allotropy, right? So some elements occur in nature in more than one form. The chemical properties of these different forms are the same. This is important. In case of allotropy, some elements occur in the nature more than one form. The chemical properties of these different forms are the same. Chemical properties are the same, but their physical properties are different. Chemical, in case of allotropic, they form in the nature in different form, but the chemical properties of all the different forms are the same, but their physical properties are different. This property of element is called allotropy, right? Like carbon, sulfur, phosphorus also exhibit property of elements exhibit allotropy. Understood? Like carbon, sulfur, phosphorus also exhibit allotropy. Now, allotropes of carbon. There are two allotropes of carbon. One is crystalline form and second is non-crystalline or amorphous form. So first of all, we are going to study about crystalline form. So crystalline form. A crystalline form has a regular and definite arrangement of atoms. Always remember, in case of crystalline form, there is a regular and definite arrangement of atom. It means atoms are arranged in a particular manner. They have high melting points and boiling point. The crystalline form has a definite geometrical shape, sharp edges and plane surface. Understood? A crystalline form has definite geometrical shape, sharp edges and plane surfaces. Right? Carbon has three crystalline allotropes. Carbon has three crystalline allotropes. First one is diamond and second one is graphite and third one is fullerene. Okay? First one is diamond. Diamonds are found in India, mainly in Govalkonda, that is Karnataka, and Panna, that is Madhya Pradesh. Diamonds are also found in South Africa, Brazil, Belgium, Russia, and America. Okay, this is the diamond. This is the structure of diamond. You can see there is a definite arrangement. Structure of carbon, structure of diamond, right? Structure of diamond. See, you can see here, this is one carbon atom. From one carbon atom, there are four carbon atoms are attached. You can see, this is carbon atom. From this carbon atom, there are four carbon atoms are attached. Okay? And here will be also four carbon atoms will be attached. Here will be one atoms. One. This one will be here, one will be here, and fourth one is here. So from this carbon atoms, there is four carbon atom attached. You can take any atom. There will be four carbon are attached. If you consider this carbon atom, from this carbon atom there is four carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. It means there is no any free electrons present in the diamond, right? If there will be free electrons, then in that case diamond will be good conductor of electricity. But since there is no any free electrons present over here, so it means that they will be bad conductor of electricity, or we can say diamond is the insulator for electricity. But in case of graphite, which I will discuss in the next topic, in case of graphite, there are one carbon atom will be attached from only three carbon atoms in case of graphite, and there will be one free electrons present in case of graphite. So that's why, since there is free electrons present in the crystal of graphite atoms or in the graphite, so due to this free electrons, graphite is good conductor of electricity. But in case of diamond, there is no free electrons. That's why diamond is insulator. Okay. So in diamond, every carbon atom is bonded to four neighboring atoms by covalent bond. This is covalent bond. The bond which is formed by sharing of electron is known as covalent bond. Therefore, diamond has a tetragonal three-dimensional structure. Tetra means four. Therefore, diamond has a tetragonal three-dimensional structure, which makes it very hard. Now we are going to study properties of diamond. You can read here. Brilliant and pure diamond is the hardest natural substance. Remember, which one is the hardest natural substances? Then your answer will be diamond. The density of diamond is 3.5 gram per centimeter cube. The melting point of diamond is, just think, 3500 degrees Celsius. Very, very high. When diamond is heated at 800 degrees Celsius in the presence of oxygen, CO2 is given away. It means simply if you heat diamond at 800 degrees Celsius, carbon dioxide will be formed. In this process, no other products beside carbon dioxide, only carbon dioxide gas will form if you heat diamond at 800 degrees Celsius, right? Diamond does not dissolve in any solvent. Okay? Acids, bases have no effect on diamond. There is no any effect of acid and bases on the diamond. Diamond is a bad conductor of electricity as it does not have free electrons. I have already explained you. You now uses. Diamond are used in the glass, cutting and rock drilling machines. Second uses, diamonds are used in ornaments. Third one, diamond knives are used in the eye surgeries. Just think. Diamond knives are used in the eye surgery. Diamond dust is used for polishing other diamond. We can polish other diamond from the dust diamond. Diamond is used to make windows, giving protection from radiation in space, because we know that there are so much radiation in the space. So polish, if we do the polish from the diamond to the windows of like aircraft, then that will protect from radiation in the space and in artificial satellite. Now next, crystalline allotropes are graphite, or that is graphite. So you can see this is the structure of graphite. If you consider this atom, so this particular carbon atom is attached from three different carbon in like a hexagon. This is a layer, this is the one layer. You can say this is first layer, this is the second layer. So these two layer can slip. Suppose this is layer number 1, this is layer number 2, so this layer can slip over this layer. Understood? That's why it is used as a lubricant, and this is soft also as compared to diamond. And since there are only three carbon atoms are attached, so there will be one free electrons. There will be also one free electrons. Here will be one free electrons. So there are so many free electrons are present in the graphite. That's why it is a good conductor of electricity. You can see the pencil, this one. This is also made up of graphite, but we used some clay for the hardness. Otherwise, it will be very soft. We mix some clay. So graphite is found in the natural state in Russia. In the form in natural state in the Russia, New Zealand, America and India. The lead used in pencil. This is the lead. You can see this is the lead. Lead is made by mixing graphite with clay. Right? This process was discovered by Nicholas Jacques Conti in 1795. Structure: every carbon atom in graphite is bonded to three other carbon atoms in such a way that hexagonal layered structure is formed. So you can see this is a hexagon. Hexagon means there will be 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A graphite crystal is made of many sheet or layers of carbon atoms. But this is first layer, this is the second layer. These layers slip over each other on applying pressure. If you will apply the pressure on this layer, they will slip. One layer of graphite is called graphene. One layer. If you consider only this, there are many layers. You can see here, there are many layers in the graphite, but one layer is called graphene. This is important. This will make these questions maybe come for in MCQ, because like MCQ, all the MCQ will come from your textbook, so you have to read the textbook very carefully. So this is important for MCQ. This activity is omitted, but if you want to read, I have written the answer also here for you, so you can read. See. Now properties of graphite. Graphite found in nature is black, soft, brittle and slippery, that is smooth. Inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer. That is why graphite is good conductor of electricity. Right? This is the answer is given. Why graphite is good conductor of electricity? So inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer. That is why graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Due to layered structure, graphite can be used for writing on paper. So I am writing here. So why this is the possible? Since due to the layered structure, there are so many layers inside the graphite. Layered structure, graphite can be used for writing on paper. The density of graphite is 1.9 to 2.3 gram per centimeter cube. Graphite does not dissolve in most solvent. Understood? Like diamond. Use of graphite. Graphite is used for making lubricants that we use in vehicles or on chain of the bike and some different places. Graphite is used for making carbon electrodes. Electrodes means what? Electrode means there are two types of electrode. One is cathode and second one is cathode. This is C, don't say K. And second one is anode. Cathode is negative and anode is positive. So if you connect negative terminal of the battery from the negative electrode, then that will be called cathode, and if you connect positive terminal of the battery to the electrode, then that will be called anode. Okay. Graphite is used in pencil for writing. Graphite is used in paints and polish. And last one is graphite is used in arc lamps which gives a very bright light. Okay. Your next allotrope of carbon is fullerene. Right? Fullerene, an allotrope of carbon, is rarely found in the nature. It is rarely found in the nature. It is found in soot, that is a black powder, and interstellar space. The first example of fullerene is Buckminster fullerene, that is C60. This allotrope of carbon is named fullerene after the architect Richard Buckminster Fuller, because the structure of C60 resembles the structure of geodesic dome. he designed, right? He wrote, Roto, Robert, Kuhl and Richard Smelly were given to Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1996 for the discovery of this carbon allotrope. For this carbon, you can see the buckyball is here. That is C60. It means C60 means what? There are 60 carbon atoms are present in buckyball. Similarly, C60, C70 means there will be 70 carbon atoms. C76 means there will be 76 carbon atoms. Similarly, C82 and C86 are the other example of fullerene. Their molecules occur in small numbers in soot. Okay. Now we are going to discuss properties of fullerene. So properties, molecules of fullerene are found in the form of buckyballs and bucket tubes. There are 30 to 900 carbon atoms in one molecule of fullerene. Just think, there are minimum 30 carbon atoms and maximum 900 carbon atoms. Fullerenes are soluble in organic solvent such as carbon disulfide, chlorobenzene. So if you dissolve fullerene in carbon disulfide and chlorobenzene, then they will dissolve. Uses, fullerenes are used as an insulator. Fullerenes insulator, it means there is no free electrons present in the outermost shell. Fullerenes are used as a catalyst in water purification. So in case of water purification, fullerenes is used as a catalyst in water purification. What is catalyst? Catalyst means the substance which is due to which a reaction can take place. That is called catalyst, but catalysts do not take part in any chemical reaction. At certain temperature, fullerene exhibit superconductivity. Superconductivity means very high, in very small time, electrons can reach from one place to other place at very less time. Second is non-crystalline form or amorphous form of carbon. So first one is, in case of non-crystalline form or amorphous form, the arrangement of carbon atoms in this form is not regular. In case of crystalline form, the arrangement of carbon atoms are regular. All atoms are arranged in a particular manner. But in case of non-crystalline structure or form, the atoms are not arranged in a specific manner. Okay? So the structure of carbon atoms in this form is not regular. Coal, the example of non-crystalline form are coal, charcoal, coke are the non-crystalline form of carbon. So remember, in MCQ questions, I may ask which is non-crystalline form of carbon. Charcoal, coal, coke, and fourth I will give some different substance. So if this will be the correct answer. Okay. So first one is coal. What is coal? Coal is fossil fuel. It contains carbon, hydrogen. Listen, coal contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. It also contains nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. It occurs in solid state. It is the four types. Coal is of four types. First one is peat, lignite, bituminous and anthracite. Anthracite is the purest form because in this anthracite the percentage of carbon is about 95%. In first stage, peat is formed. In second stage, lignite is formed. In third stage, bituminous coal will form, and in last stage, anthracite coal will form. So there are four different stages. So formation, peat coal. Formation of peat is the first step in the formation of coal, right? It contains a high proportion of water and less then 60% of carbon. Since there is 60% carbon, therefore not much heat can be obtained from peat coal. So if we compare peat and lignite, so in case of lignite there is 60 to 70% carbon present. So in comparison to peat, lignite will be more carbon rich coal. Peat was transformed into lignite due to the increased pressure. If you apply the pressure on peat, they will convert into lignite. Pressure and temperature. Inside the earth, it contains 60 to 70% of carbon. Lignite is second step of the formation of coal, right? Third one is bituminous coal. Bituminous coal was formed as the third step of formation of coal. It contains 70 to 90% of carbon, right? Anthracite is known as pure form. I can give 4 options. Which one is the pure form of the coal? Peat, lignite, bituminous, anthracite. Your answer should be anthracite. Or which one is the best coal? Peat, lignite, bituminous, anthracite. Your answer should be anthracite again. This coal is hard and contains about 95% of carbon. Okay. Now charcoal. The charcoal that is made from animals is made from their bones, horns, etc. On the other hand, the charcoal made from plants is formed by combustion of wood in an insufficient supply of air. So we can make charcoal from two different things. First one is from the bones or horns of the animals, and second from plants. From the plants after combustion of wood in insufficient supply of oxygen or air. Uses of coal. Now we are going to study uses of coal. This is not charcoal, this is uses of coal. So coal is here. So now we are going to study uses of this coal. So coal is used as a fuel in factories and homes. Coal is used to obtain coke, coal gas and coal tar. Coal tar is used in the construction of road. You may have seen black one box, big box or big drum is there. Inside there is coal tar. Coal is used in the thermal power plants for generation of electricity. It is also used for the generation of electricity. Now coke. The pure coal. What is coke? Coke is one type of pure coal. Coke is also one type of coal, but this is the pure coal that remains when coal gas has been taken away from the coal. If you take coal gas away from the coal, then you will get coke. Uses of coke used as domestic fuel. Coke is used as a reducing agent. What is reducing agent? In chemicals reaction, it loses its electron. In chemical reaction, it loses and it can be any atoms which will lose their electrons in any chemical reaction. That is called reducing agent. Coke is used in production of water gas. This is important. Water gas is a combination of carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. For MCQ, this is important. Water gas, that is carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. And producer gas is the carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. This is the common in both the cases. Water gas and producer gas. Carbon dioxide and nitrogen will be extra in case of producer gas, right? Now hydrocarbon. Hydro means hydrogen, carbon means carbon. It means the compound which contain hydrogen plus carbon is known as hydrocarbon. Okay. Hydrocarbon, basic organic compound. Along with carbon, an element hydrogen is also included in the most organic compound. So I have already explained you, hydrocarbon means hydrogen plus carbon. The compounds formed from only carbon and hydrogen are called basic organic compounds. The compounds formed from only carbon and hydrogen are called basic organic compounds. These are also called hydrocarbons. The electronic configuration of carbon is 2,4. If 4 electrons are added to the second orbit, its octet becomes complete. Of course, this is in the first orbit there is 2 electrons, in the second orbit there are 4 electrons. If we add 4 electrons to the outermost orbit, its octet will be complete and there will be 8 electrons, and this 8 electrons, it means the electronic configuration is nearest to neon, right? If 4 electrons are added to the second orbit carbon, its octet becomes complete and its electronic configuration becomes stable like the nearest inert gas neon. Therefore, the valency of carbon is 4, because after getting 4 electrons, they will become inert, or it will complete its octet like neon. Therefore, valency of carbon is 4. However, this occurs by sharing of electrons rather than a give or take of electrons. So, in this chapter we will discuss covalent bond. Actually, if I say CH4 is written, it means the structure of, this is methane, this is called methane. The structure of methane is like one C is here will be one hydrogen. So always remember, there are 4 valence electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons are here. But since this is a single bond means there is, in single bond there is 2 electrons, 1 electron of carbon and second electron is of hydrogen. So here is hydrogen electrons, here is hydrogen electrons, here is hydrogen electrons. So now see, initially these electrons belong to carbon, but after sharing of electrons, these electrons belong to hydrogen also. Similarly, this was the electrons of hydrogen, but after sharing of electrons, these electrons belong to carbon also. So there are total 8 valence electron in the outermost orbit of carbon. So you can count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is stable. But in case of hydrogen, there is 2 valence electron, 1 electrons and 2 electron. This is also these electrons will also belong to hydrogen. The reason is there is one single bond is formed. So in single bond there are 2 electrons. Always remember. So hydrogen form duplet. It form duplet. This is the exception. Other element will complete octet, but hydrogen will complete duplet, right? If duplet form, it means hydrogen is stable. In other words, a carbon atoms can form 4 covalent bonds. You can see here are 4 covalent bonds. Bond number 1, bond number 2, bond number 3, bond number 4. They can form 4 bonds. Covalent bond. Carbon atoms can form 4 covalent bonds with other atoms, with other carbon atoms, or atoms of different elements. Here atoms of different elements. Here is carbon, here is hydrogen. Elements are different. When a carbon atom share 1 electron each with 4 hydrogen atoms and form CH bond. CH means carbon and hydrogen bonds. A methane molecule is formed. A methane CH4 molecule is formed. You can say this is the structure of methane. Now properties of covalent compounds. Covalent compounds have low melting point and boiling point. Second, generally they are insoluble in water and soluble in organic compound. Always remember, organic compound will always dissolve in organic solvent, right? They will be insoluble in water. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Now, saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Saturated means there is a single bond between carbon-carbon atoms. Unsaturated hydrocarbons, there will be multiple bond. In multiple bond, there will be maybe double bond in between carbon atoms, or maybe there will be triple bond between carbon atoms. Understood? So always remember, saturated hydrocarbons belong to alkane, that you will study in standard 10, and in like alkene or alkyne belongs to unsaturated hydrocarbon. So a carbon atoms exhibit a characteristic properties. It can form a chain of carbon atoms. Chain of carbon atom means carbon can connect a very large number of carbon atom, can attach to each other. It can form chain of carbon atoms by forming covalent bond with other carbon atoms. The hydrocarbons having only single bonds between carbon atoms are called saturated. There are only single bond, that is saturated hydrocarbon. For example, ethane, C2H6, which that is CH3CH3. There is single bond in between carbon atom. Don't think this is hydrogen. Hydrogen is here, H. But here is single bond. Propane, there is a single bond between carbon atoms. Some hydrocarbons have multiple bonds between two carbon atoms. A multiple bond can be double bond or triple bond. Hydrocarbons having at least one multiple bond, hydrocarbons having only at least one multiple bond are called unsaturated hydrocarbon. For example, ethene. So you can see there is double bond between carbon atoms. Ethyne, CH triple bond CH. There is triple bond in between carbon atoms. Propene, that is double bond. Propyne, that is triple bond in between carbon atoms. Right? So use your brain power. So does electric charge form on the atom when a covalent bond is formed? So see, in this there is covalent bond. There is any electric charge present over here? So no electric charge when covalent bond is formed. There is no any electric charge developed on the atom. Why is a single bond between two carbon atoms strong and stable? The reason is, since they form, I have written here, since they form many single bond from different carbon atoms, right? That's why they are strong and stable. This is omitted, but if you want to read, you can read. Use your brain power. This is omitted again. So reaction of carbon with oxygen. So if you want to read, you can read. I have written the answer over here. So your next topic is reaction of carbon with oxygen. So there is some activity. Try this. Apparatus we are going to use here. Coal, matchbox, moist litmus paper, etc. Procedure. This is the Bunsen burner. This is the coal. This is the moist blue litmus paper. Ignite the coal here. Hold the moist blue litmus paper over the gas. You have to place moist litmus paper over here, over the gas released on the igniting coal. Note the observation. So first observation is, with which gas in the air does the coal react on igniting? So of course they will react from oxygen from air react on igniting. So we know that in the air there is oxygen also. So they will react from the oxygen from the air. What is the substance form? So we know that when carbon, coal means what? This is carbon. When carbon, if you burn carbon in the presence of air, that is in the presence of air there is oxygen, so O2, it forms CO2 gas. CO2 gas. What change take place in the litmus paper? So litmus paper turns blue into red. Blue into red. It means they are acidic in nature. It means carbon dioxide is acidic in nature. Write down the chemical reaction taking place in the procedure. So chemical reaction will be carbon. This is coal means carbon plus air. So we know that in the air there is oxygen. So C plus O2 gives CO2. This is important for you. These questions may become in the exam because there sometimes activity based questions come. So that's why this is important. This is not omitted. Next is test tube, straw, lime water, etc. There is lime water inside the test tube. This is the straw blowing air from mouth. Take freshly prepared lime water in test tube. Blow for some time into lime water through the straw and observe the lime water. What did you see? If you blow air from your mouth, then it turns milky. Lime water will become milky. What did you see? So you will observe that the color of this initially initially lime water was colorless, but after blowing the air from your mouth, they becomes milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. What might be the reason behind their change? Because CO2 form a CO2 carbon dioxide from air reacts with lime water. A white precipitate CO2 is formed, due to which lime water turns milky. It means lime water means Ca bracket OH whole 2. This is lime water plus CO2. From where this CO2 came? From your mouth. And it forms calcium carbonate. Due to formation of calcium carbonate, the color of lime water becomes milky. And this is the precipitate. So I have shown here the arrow downside. Okay. So this will, if you leave for some time, all the there will be precipitate. They will settle down here, and this whole part will be colorless. I will show you in the lab all the chemicals we have. So I will show you in the lab. Next, carbon dioxide. Molecular formula CO2. Molecular mass 44, melting point minus, this is negative, minus 56.6 degree Celsius. Occurrence carbon dioxide occurs in the air in free state to extent of about 0.03%. So in the free state in the air they can find about 0.03%. Exhaled air contains about 4% of CO2, carbon dioxide. CO2 means carbon dioxide is present as a salt in chalk and shahwad, tiles, marbles, limestone. CO2 is given out in the combustion of wood and fossil fuel coal. It means if you burn coal, it gives CO2. Okay. This is again omitted. So these all are omitted. These are omitted. But if you want to study, you can see. I have written the answer also. You can see. Use your brain power. Again, this is omitted. Some more chemical properties of carbon dioxide. Sodium carbonate is formed when carbon dioxide is passed over aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide. I have already explained you. If you pass carbon dioxide gas in sodium hydroxide, sodium carbonate will form. And this sodium carbonate is nothing. This is washing soda. This is, if I say what is the molecular formula of washing soda, you will say Na2CO3. Understood? What is the molecular formula of washing soda? Na2CO3, that is sodium carbonate. Its chemical name is sodium carbonate. Or sodium carbonate or washing soda, both are same. Sodium bicarbonate is formed. Listen, on passing CO2 passing carbon dioxide through an aqueous solution of sodium carbonate. So if you pass, listen, if you pass carbon dioxide in aqueous solution of sodium sulfate, sodium carbonate, it means in this product, if you pass CO2, then sodium carbonate will form. It means if you pass CO2, in the aqueous solution of sodium carbonate, aqueous solution means there will be water. If I say aqueous, it means water is present in that solution. So if you pass carbon dioxide gas in the aqueous solution of sodium carbonate, I said aqueous solution, it means water will be present over there in the solution. So in that case, sodium bicarbonate will form. This is baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate means baking soda. 2 is for balance. If you balance, then you will automatically get 2 here, 2 number. So what is the molecular formula of sodium baking soda? NaHCO3, that is sodium bicarbonate. And what is the molecular formula of washing soda or washing soda? You will say Na2CO3. This is also important. Write down the equation of the chemical reaction taking place between water and carbon dioxide. You know that when water react from carbon dioxide, it forms carbonic acid. If it is hydrogen, we can say hydrogen carbonate. This is H2CO3, carbonic acid or hydrogen carbonate. Write down the equation for the chemical reaction taking place on putting lime water in the gas jar CO2. It means you have to write the chemical reaction between calcium hydroxide, that is lime water. Lime water means calcium hydroxide plus CO2. It forms calcium carbonate. This arrow show there will be precipitate will form in the test tube plus H2O water. Okay, this is 2 is here. Actually, this write like this one, H2O. Uses of carbon dioxide. So CO2 is used to make aerated drinks. Like we use cold drink. So there is also CO2 is present. They are dissolved in the aerated drink. Solid carbon dioxide is used in cold storage. Solid carbon dioxide is used in cold storage and also to keep milk and milk products and frozen substances cool during transport, right? It is also used for getting special effects of a mist in dramas and movies. CO2 carbon dioxide obtained by chemical reaction or kept under pressure is used in fire extinguisher. So inside fire extinguisher, carbon dioxide yield after reaction, carbon dioxide comes from this nozzle, right? From this pipe, from this outlet. Liquefied CO2, liquefied carbon dioxide is used to remove caffeine from coffee. If you want to remove caffeine from coffee, then you have to use liquefied carbon dioxide. Liquid carbon dioxide is used as a solvent in modern eco-friendly dry cleaning. So in case of dry cleaning, we use liquid carbon dioxide. Plants use CO2 in air for photosynthesis. We all know. Plants use carbon dioxide in air for photosynthesis. The next topic is fire extinguisher. So actually in fire extinguisher, this is the knob. There is the capsule of sulfuric acid. Initially, listen. There is a capsule of sulfuric acid, but in this tank, there is a powder of sodium bicarbonate. So if you press the knob, this capsule break down, and this sulfuric acid come in the powder of sodium bicarbonate, and there will reaction take place from the reaction, carbon dioxide gas released from this pipe, from this outlet. Okay. So a fire extinguisher contains sodium bicarbonate powder. Sodium bicarbonate powder here. There is also dilute sulfuric acid placed in the glass capsule. In this glass capsule, there is sulfuric acid. The capsule break on pressing the knob. If we press the knob, this capsule break. The sulfuric acid comes in the contact with sodium bicarbonate. This sulfuric acid comes in the contact of sodium bicarbonate and to react chemically to release carbon dioxide which comes out. There will be reaction will take place and carbon dioxide will comes out to the outlet. Carbon dioxide based fire extinguisher do not cause corrosion. There is no corrosion inside the container and are non-conductor of electricity. Therefore, these are used when electrical and electronic equipment catches fire. So when electrical appliances or electronics appliances equipments catches fire, then that time we use carbon dioxide based fire extinguisher. Carbon dioxide based fire extinguisher are used to extinguish small scale fire. For large scale, if there is catches is very large on large scale, so that time we cannot use this fire extinguisher because this has a very low capacity. This is used for low capacity. It is behind their capacity to extinguish a big fire. In modern fire extinguisher, liquid and solid carbon dioxide is filled under pressure. On reducing the pressure, it becomes gaseous and comes out forcefully through the horn-like hose pipe. Because this reaction is important, most important. You have to focus on this one only. You have to write this also, but because this carbon dioxide gas comes out with forcefully through the outlet, and due to this carbon dioxide, the contact between fire and oxygen broken down, and this way fire extinguish. Because carbon dioxide is bad conductor of oxygen, we can say, because it cut down the contact between fire and oxygen. So it behaves like bad conductor for oxygen. Due to carbon dioxide, oxygen cannot, suppose here is fire, but if you put here a carbon dioxide, so here is carbon dioxide, so the contact between air and the fire cut it down. There is no direct contact between fire and air, oxygen which is present in the air. Since there is carbon dioxide, so there is no oxygen, so they will extinguish after some time. This reaction is important. Sodium bicarbonate plus H2SO4, this is sulfuric acid, react to form sodium sulfate plus water plus CO2, carbon dioxide gas. This carbon dioxide gas comes through this outlet pipe. This is the homework for you. Nowadays, or we can say this is the project for you or activity for you. Nowadays, many types of fire extinguisher, type A, type B, type C, type D. Extinguisher are used. Collect more information about the base CO2 is used in them to extinguish fire. Overall, from all four types, type A, B, C, D, finally carbon dioxide gas comes out from the outlet, but methods are different. Next is methane. The molecular formula of methane is CH4. Molecular mass is 16. How we calculate molecular mass? I have explained in the previous lecture. I think chapter number 4. Measurement of matter. In that chapter I have explained you in very detailed way. Occurrence of methane. Methane occurs in natural gas to the extent of 87%. Decomposition of organic matter in the absence of air. In the absence of air means that is called anaerobic. Absence of air means anaerobic. It means there is no oxygen present. Produces methane. Methane is present in biogas. Methane is found in coal mines. Coal mines means what? From where we get coal. inside the earth from where we get coal, that is called coal mines. Methane is found at the surface of marshy places. Marshy means wetland, which is why it is called marsh gas. Since they found in marshy places, that's why it is called marsh gas. On heating a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide gas at 3 degrees Celsius in the presence of nickel catalyst, methane gas is formed. It means if you heat carbon if you mixture of carbon and hydrogen, if you heat mixture of carbon and hydrogen at 3 degrees Celsius, at 3 degrees Celsius temperature in the presence of catalyst nickel, this is nickel, Ni, then methane gas is formed. Fractional distillation of natural gas gives methane in pure form. What is fractional distillation? Fractional distillation means separation of liquid mixture into respective substances, because in the crude oil there are many like petrol. We can extract from crude oil like petrol, diesel, some other substances also, coal, charcoal, charcoal. So that in that case we use fractional distillation. It is the method to separate different organic compounds or different organic substance. Physical properties of methane. Melting point of methane is minus 100, see negative, minus 182.5 degrees Celsius. Boiling point is minus 161.5 degrees Celsius. It is colorless gas. Density of liquid methane is less than water. If the density of methane is less than water, they will come out from the water. Methane is sparingly soluble in water. Sparingly means lower. Soluble in water. It is highly soluble in inorganic solvent. Methane is highly soluble in organic solvent like gasoline, ether, alcohol, right? Methane is an gaseous state at room temperature. So at room temperature they will form in methane gas is found in gaseous state at room temperature. Chemical properties of methane. Methane is highly inflammable. It burns reacting with oxygen to give a blackish flame. In the reaction 213 kilocalorie per mole of heat is given out. It means if you burn 1 mole of methane, it gives 213 kilocalorie heat. Methane burns completely. There is no any residue behind methane. So you can say chemical reaction. This is methane. If I say burn, it means we have to react from oxygen. It gives carbon dioxide plus water plus heat. Chlorination. Chlorination means reaction of chlorine gas from methane. So you can say chlorine. This is the methane. This is the chlorine gas. But listen, this chlorination is always take place in the sunlight, in the presence of sunlight. Okay, this reaction only take place in sunlight because the bond of carbon and hydrogen is very strong. But in case of sunlight, methane react from chlorine gas and it form methyl chloride plus hydrochloric acid. Methane and chlorine gases react with each other. Temperature of at least 250 degrees Celsius to 400 Celsius in the presence of ultraviolet light. This condition is important. If you will not give ultraviolet light, if you will not give sunlight, then this reaction will not take place and form mainly methyl chloride. That is chloromethane. Chloromethane is an IUPAC name that you will study in standard 10. And hydrogen chloride. This reaction is called chlorination of methane. Okay. Now uses of methane. Methane is the form of natural gas is used in industries such as fabric mills, paper mills. Fabric mills means textile mill. Food processing industry, petroleum purification. These all we use methane gas. Being the smallest hydrocarbon, Methane is the smallest hydrocarbon. The proportion of carbon dioxide released in the combustion of methane is small. So since this is the smallest hydrocarbon, the proportion of carbon is also low. That's why the formation is carbon dioxide is also less. Being the smallest hydrocarbon, proportion of carbon dioxide released in the combustion of methane is small, and therefore it is used as a domestic fuel. Methane is used for production of organic compounds such as ethanol. Ethanol means ethanol is the organic compounds, that is C2H5OH. This is the molecular formula of ethanol, C2H5OH, ethanol, or in general common name is ethyl alcohol, but in IUPAC name we say ethanol. Methyl chloride, methylene chloride, and acetylene. Acetylene means C2H2. Methyl chloride means CH3Cl. Methylene, it means CH2Cl2. Methylene chloride. Sorry, methylene dichloride, because there are two chlorine atoms are there, so it should be methylene dichloride. Or if we say methylene chloride, it means we can say here just a second. This is not methylene chloride, it should be ethylene chloride. It should be ethylene chloride. Ethylene chloride. Ethylene chloride. That is C2H3Cl. Okay? C2H3Cl. Your last topic of the chapter is biogas plant, right? Using ICT, this is omitted. So next topic is biogas plant, right? Animal dung, dry leaves, wet garbage get decomposed by anaerobic microbes in the biogas plant. Anaerobic, it means without oxygen. In the biogas plant, this produces methane gas, also called biogas. After decomposition of animal dung, dry leaves, wet, with the help of anaerobic microbes in the biogas plant, this produces methane gas, is also called biogas. Biogas is a very cheap fuel option which meets the demands for cooking gas. It is very cheapest. The cost of the production is also low. It is also used for production of electricity with the help of biogas. With the help of biogas plant, we can also produce electricity. Biogas, if you go before before 10 years, 15 years, look, if you visited village, rural areas, then you may have seen biogas plant, right? But nowadays it is not used in even rural areas. Biogas contains about 55% to 60% methane. This is also important for MCQ. Biogas contains about 55 to 60% methane, and the rest is carbon dioxide. Understood? The main product of the biogas plant is methane, about 55 to 60%, and rest is the carbon dioxide. Biogas is a fuel which is convenient to use and convenient to use as a fuel. But in addition to this, a very good manure is also produced as a side product of the process. Manure that is very useful we can use as a fertilizer. Okay. You can see this is the structure. This is structure is also important. You have to learn the name. Okay. So this is the biogas plant. This you can see. You have to observe each and every name very carefully. In the paper, I can give the diagram, and you have to label the different components or different name of the different parts of the biogas plant. See, this is the mixing tank. Slurry or cattle dung we can mix from here. So this is the inlet chamber. This is inlet chamber, right? Dung and water mixture are here. This one, bigger one, is the, we can say, underground digester. They are inside the ground. So that's why this is the underground digester. This big tank, underground digester tank, is the very big tank. This is the outlet chamber. This is the outlet chamber. Spent slurry here, and overflow tank is here. So overflow, this is a reference line. Overflow tank. Here all the gas slab cover is here. Here is the like a closing part. We can close from this knob, and all the methane gas is collected over here. Okay, this is the exit of gas from here. Understood? So you have to observe this diagram very carefully. What is the name of different parts of the biogas plant? So production of process. So methane gas produced in two stages. In first stage, there is the production of acid, and in second stage, from this acid or this organic acid, we get methane gas. So production of biogas is an anaerobic process. It means without oxygen, the microbes which can stay without oxygen. It takes place in two stages. In first stage, production of acid. Production of acid, in first stage, we generally produce acetic acid. Production of acid, we produce generally organic acid, means like we can say acetic acid. So the microbes acts on the biodegradable complex organic compound and produce organic acid. So microbes which is present in the microbes which can stay their life in aerobic process, they produce organic compound into organic acid. Organic acid here is acetic acid. Second one is methane gas production. So the methanogenic bacteria means those bacteria which produce methane, that is called methanogenic bacteria, acts on the organic acid. This methanogenic bacteria acts on this organic acid and produce methane. So this is the organic acid, and on this organic acid methanogenic bacteria acts, and it forms finally methane plus carbon dioxide. So this is the final product. This methane forms 55% to 60%, and this is from rest will be carbon dioxide. So it will be near about 40%, right? 40%, 45%. Okay. So this was all about chapter number 13, that is carbon and important elements.